Sometimes it takes a minute for me to know that I am live. So I'm just there we are. Okay. So I am excited to be live with you guys today. I am here because today is the last day to apply to the live private training that I'm doing. So I do want to talk though about how many times you have maybe talked yourself out of saying something to your partner or your boss or your coworker because you didn't think that what you had to say was necessary, or that you were scared of what the reaction would be, right? Oftentimes, most of my students really fear the reaction of what others are going to say or do when they start to express themselves. And a lot of times it just feels easier for us not to say anything at all and to keep the peace. And it's very easy to think that we actually don't know how to do this, right? That we don't know how to communicate. But the truth is that you do. We all know how to do it, and we all can move into this place where we are speaking in a kind, honest, and helpful way. We just need to understand what the practice is or the tools that there are for it, right? This isn't something that we're taught how to do. So I know what that's like, and so do my students for sure. But I want to challenge you on this idea of keeping the peace, by not saying anything because you don't want to rock the boat and you feel like that is good for you because it's keeping the peace. But I really want to challenge you to see if keeping the peace actually brings you peace. Does it, right? Or does it create more suffering for you? So today I am sharing with you really two practices that I share with my students to help them stop doubting and start trusting themselves. And before I get into the content, I just want to let you know that I'm hosting a private training tomorrow, but you have to apply for an invite. So if you want to work with me to start learning how to change the relationship to that voice in your head telling you what you have to say to your partner or your children, with your colleagues or boss, isn't that important, then I definitely want you to apply now. You can go to intentionalcommunicationtrainingapply.com, or you can go to the link in my bio. So how then do we stop doubting if what you have to say really is necessary, and to start knowing that it is necessary, right? How do you know that what you have to say is necessary, and that all the times that you're dismissing it or pushing it away, thinking that it's going to help you, is really not helping so much, right? So the first practice here is to know what is necessary to say. So it's necessary to say something if it's going on in your mind and you can't stop thinking about it. If it's changing your relationship with the person or the people, and how you're interacting, basically how the way that you're interacting with them is changing, right? You're starting to get potentially passive aggressive. You're starting to get more impatient with them. That means that it is really necessary for you to say something. And if it is something that you're starting to talk to others about, that also is a cue that it's time for you to have a conversation. And then the second practice to learning how to stop doubting if what you have to say is necessary is to understand that the practice begins really with noticing when you are talking yourself out of saying something that is important to you. When you're talking yourself out of saying something that has been running around in your mind, or that you've been sharing with others, or that has really been affecting the way that you're interacting, that is really the practice, right? You notice it. You notice when you're talking yourself out of it, making up stories about what the other person's reaction will be, deciding the other person's reaction for them, because you don't know any of that to be true, right? So you're worrying and letting the fear of what you don't know keep you in a state of suffering. So what to do instead is really just to notice when you're talking yourself out of saying something, and ask yourself, what would it be like if I trusted that everything will work out fine, right? That no matter the reaction, it will be okay, right? To move your attention to the possibility of what expressing yourself will bring into your life. So I hope this was helpful for you. And again, I'm hosting a private training tomorrow, but you have to apply for an invite if you want to work with me to learn how to move your attention to that which will help you connect with your partner, your children, your family in a way that you respect, and help you be heard at work, then apply, right? I really want to work with you. So you can do that by going to intentionalcommunicationtrainingapply.com, or just go to the link in my bio and fill out 3 questions, and then we'll be all set. All right. Hope this was helpful for you, and looking forward to seeing your application come in. Mwah, lots of love.